The Cold War saw the development of hundreds of fighter jets, from subsonic interceptors to Mach 3 reconnaissance birds. This video breaks down every important aircraft that dominated the skies during this era. Let's begin with first-generation American jets. F-80 Shooting Star, America's first operational jet fighter. The F-80 arrived too late for World War II but saw extensive action in Korea. Powered by a single centrifugal turbojet, it could reach 600 miles per hour and was armed with 6 50 caliber machine guns. While outmatched by the MiG-15, a dogfight, it scored the first jet versus jet kill in history. F-84 Thunderjet, a straight-wing fighter bomber that became the workhorse of the early Cold War. The F-84 was heavier and more stable than the F-80, making it ideal for ground attack missions. It could carry an impressive bomb load, and later variants received aerial refueling capability, extending NATO's reach deep into Soviet territory. F-86 Sabre, the legendary swept-wing fighter that dominated Korean skies with a kill ratio of 10-1 against MiG-15 seconds. The Sabre combined speed, maneuverability, and excellent visibility with 6 50 caliber guns. Its all-moving tail and hydraulic controls made it a dream to fly, and pilots praised its gentle stall characteristics and forgiving nature. F-94 Starfire, an all-weather interceptor, developed from the F-80 trainer. The F-94 featured a second crewman to operate its primitive radar. Armed with rockets housed in a nose ring, it was designed to hunt Soviet bombers in any weather condition. Though quickly obsolete, it provided crucial air defense during the tense early 1,950 seconds. F-89 Scorpion, a massive twin-engine interceptor built specifically to defend North America from Soviet bomber streams. The Scorpion carried an enormous payload of unguided rockets and later nuclear-tipped Genie missiles. Its distinctive wingtip fuel tanks gave it the range to patrol the frozen Arctic, where it would wait to ambush incoming Tu-95 Bears. Next on the list is first-generation Soviet jets. MiG-15, the shock of the Korean War. The MiG-15's swept wings and powerful engine allowed it to outclimb and outturn early American jets. Armed with heavy-caliber cannons designed to shred bombers, it was a brutal knife fighter at high altitude. Simple, rugged, and produced by the thousands, it became the standard against which all Western fighters were measured. MiG-17, an evolution of the MiG-15 with improved aerodynamics and a longer fuselage. The MiG-17 was more stable at high speeds and featured an afterburner on later variants. It proved surprisingly effective in Vietnam, where its tight turning radius allowed skilled pilots to defeat faster American jets in close combat. Yak-23, a lightweight interceptor that lost out to the MiG-15 Soviet service but found success as an export. The Yak-23 was nimble and cheap to operate, making it popular with smaller Warsaw Pact nations. Its short range and light armament limited its effectiveness against heavily armed Western bombers. La-15, Lavochkin's answer to the MiG-15. The La-15 featured similar performance but lost the production contract due to political factors. It served in limited numbers as an interceptor, distinguished by its unique nose intake. Though capable, it was quickly overshadowed by MiG's dominance in Soviet aviation. Continuing with second-generation American jets. F-100 Super Sabre, the first operational fighter capable of supersonic speed and level flight. The F-100 was a hot rod that terrified as many pilots as it thrilled, earning nicknames like the Hun and the Widowmaker due to early handling problems. Once tamed, it became a versatile fighter bomber that saw heavy action in Vietnam, delivering napalm and bombs with devastating accuracy. F-101 Voodoo, a massive twin-engine fighter originally designed as a long-range bomber escort. The Voodoo could carry nuclear weapons deep into Soviet territory or hunt enemy aircraft with its powerful radar. Later converted to reconnaissance and interceptor roles, it served in multiple variants throughout the Cold War. F-102 Delta Dagger, America's first delta-wing interceptor, designed entirely around the concept of firing guided missiles at Soviet bombers. The F-102 had no gun, relying instead on radar-guided Falcon missiles and unguided rockets. Its distinctive delta shape made it instantly recognizable, and it served as the primary air defense fighter throughout the 1,960 seconds. F-104. Starfighter, nicknamed the missile with a man in it. The F-104 was built for pure speed and climb rate. With its tiny, straight razor wings and powerful engine, it could reach Mach 2 but had the glide ratio of a brick. Popular with some nations, notorious with others, it killed hundreds of pilots, but remained in service for decades. F-105. Thunder Chief. The Thud was a supersonic fighter bomber designed to deliver tactical nuclear weapons at low altitude and high speed. In Vietnam, it bore the brunt of the bombing campaign over North Vietnam, flying more missions than any other aircraft. Though it suffered heavy losses to ground fire and MiGs, pilots loved its toughness and speed. F-106 Delta Dart. The ultimate development of the Delta Dagger concept, the F-106 was faster, more powerful, and more capable than its predecessor. Armed with nuclear-tipped Genie rockets and guided missiles, it defended American skies for 3 decades. Its sleek lines and raw performance made it a favorite of interceptor pilots. F-8 Crusader, the last of the gunfighters. The F-8 featured a unique variable incidence wing that tilted up for landing and takeoff. Armed with 4 20mm cannons and Sidewinder missiles, it achieved the best kill ratio of any American fighter in Vietnam. Navy pilots called it the MiG Master for its dogfighting prowess. Next on the list is second-generation Soviet jets. MiG-19, the Soviet Union's first supersonic fighter. The MiG-19 was a brutally simple design with twin engines and a thin wing. Its 3 powerful cannons could shred any aircraft, and its acceleration was impressive. Though it served only briefly with Soviet forces, it was exported widely and saw combat for decades with client states. MiG-21. Arguably the most produced supersonic fighter in history, the MiG-21 was small, fast, and deadly. Its delta wing and single engine gave it incredible performance, and later variants carried improved missiles and radar. In the hands of skilled pilots, it could defeat any Western fighter, as demonstrated repeatedly over Vietnam and the Middle East. Su-7. A brutish fighter bomber with a massive engine and swept wings. The Su-7 was fast and could carry a heavy bomb load, but its short range and poor handling at low speeds frustrated pilots. Despite these flaws, it was rugged and reliable, soldiering on with Soviet and Allied air forces through countless conflicts. Su-9 and Su-11, twin-engine interceptors designed to defend Soviet airspace from NATO bombers. These aircraft featured powerful radar and missile armament, sacrificing agility for speed and climb rate. They patrolled the vast Soviet frontier, waiting to intercept B-52 seconds and Vulcans that never came. Yak-28, a twin-engine, tactical bomber and interceptor that served in multiple roles. The Yak-28 featured side-by-side seating and a distinctive glazed nose. Though not particularly fast or maneuverable, it was a workhorse that could operate from rough forward airfields in all weather conditions. Let's move on to third-generation American jets. F-4 Phantom II. The ultimate multi-role fighter of its era, the F-4 was big, powerful, and could do everything. Originally designed as a fleet defense interceptor, it evolved into a fighter bomber that served with the Air Force, Navy, and Marines. Its twin engines and massive payload capacity made it the backbone of American air power throughout Vietnam and beyond. F-5 Freedom Fighter, designed as a cheap, lightweight fighter for export to Allied nations. The F-5 was nimble, easy to fly, and simple to maintain. Despite being considered a second-tier aircraft, it proved surprisingly capable in combat, and its agility made it the perfect adversary aircraft for training American pilots in dissimilar air combat. A-7 Corsair II, a subsonic attack aircraft developed from the F-8. The A-7 traded speed for payload and accuracy. Its sophisticated avionics allowed it to deliver bombs with unprecedented precision, making it the premier close air support platform. Though unglamorous, it was reliable and deadly, serving in every major conflict from Vietnam through Desert Storm. A-4 Skyhawk, nicknamed Heinemann's Hot Rod after its designer, the A-4 was a tiny attack jet that could carry its own weight in ordnance. Its small size made it difficult to hit, and its simplicity made it easy to maintain. It served with distinction from Vietnam to the Falklands, proving that size isn't everything in combat aviation. F-111, a revolutionary swing-wing bomber that could fly supersonic at treetop level. The F-111 featured side-by-side seating and terrain-following radar that allowed it to penetrate enemy defenses in any weather. Though plagued by early development problems, it became the most feared deep strike aircraft of the Cold War. Next on the list is third-generation Soviet jets, MiG-23, the Soviet Union's first production aircraft with variable sweep wings. The MiG-23 could fly fast with its wings swept back or slow with them extended, giving it versatility no previous MiG possessed. Armed with powerful radar and beyond visual range missiles, it was designed to counter the F-4 Phantom. MiG-25 Foxbat, a terrifying Mach 3 interceptor built to shoot down the SR-71 and B-70 bomber. The Foxbat was constructed primarily of steel due to the extreme temperatures encountered at high speed. Though it had poor maneuverability and limited combat radius, its raw speed and altitude capability were unmatched until the MiG-31 arrived. Su-15, a delta-wing interceptor designed specifically for homeland defense. The Su-15 featured powerful radar and missile armament optimized for shooting down high-flying bombers. It patrolled Soviet borders for decades and infamously shot down Korean Airlines Flight 7 Inches 1983. Su-17, a swing-wing evolution of the Su-7 that retained the original's toughness while adding versatility. The Su-17 could carry a massive payload and operate from damaged runways, making it ideal for close air support. It saw extensive combat in Afghanistan and numerous Middle Eastern conflicts. Yak-38, the Soviet Union's only operational vertical takeoff fighter, the Yak-38 was designed for operation from Kiev-class carriers. Underpowered and short-ranged, it was more of a political statement than an effective weapons system. Its reliability was poor, and it was quickly retired when better options became available. Continuing with fourth-generation American jets, F-14, Tomcat, the iconic defender of the carrier battle group. The F-14 featured swing wings and the powerful AWG-9 radar system. Armed with long-range Phoenix missiles, it could engage 6 targets simultaneously at over 100 miles. Its twin engines and variable geometry wings made it a capable dogfighter, and Top Gun made it a legend. F-15 Eagle, designed with one mission in mind: air superiority. The F-15 featured twin engines, advanced radar, and a thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 1. It could accelerate vertically and out-turn anything in the sky. With over 100 kills and 0 losses in air-to-air combat, it remains the most successful fighter ever built. F-16 Fighting Falcon, the lightweight fighter that revolutionized air combat. The F-16 featured fly-by-wire controls and relaxed stability, making it impossibly agile. Its bubble canopy provided unmatched visibility, and its multi-role capability made it the fighter of choice for over 25 countries. Cheap, deadly, and fun to fly, it became the most produced Western fighter of the Cold War. F-A-18 Hornet, the Navy's replacement for multiple legacy aircraft. The Hornet was designed to be both a fighter and an attack jet. Though it sacrificed range for versatility, its reliability and ease of maintenance made it popular with carrier crews. Its modern avionics and helmet-mounted sight gave it an edge in close combat that continues to this day. Next on the list is fourth-generation Soviet jets. MiG-29, the Soviet Union's answer to the F-16. The MiG-29 was a nimble twin-engine fighter designed for close-range combat. Its helmet-mounted sight and high-off-bore sight missiles made it deadly in a turning fight. Though it lacked the range and avionics of Western fighters, its raw performance impressed everyone who flew against it. Su-27 Flanker, a massive twin-engine fighter designed to counter the F-15. The Su-27 featured an enormous internal fuel capacity, giving it incredible range and endurance. Its agility was surprising for such a large aircraft, and its distinctive design made it instantly recognizable. The Cobra maneuver demonstrated at air shows showcased its extreme angle of attack capability. MiG-31 Foxhound, an upgraded Mach 3 interceptor developed from the MiG-25. The Foxhound featured a second crewman, data link capability, and the ability to engage multiple targets. Designed to defend the vast Soviet Arctic from cruise missiles and bombers, it remains in service today as Russia's primary long-range interceptor. Su-25 Frogfoot, the Soviet equivalent of the A-10. The Su-25 was an armored close air support aircraft built like a tank. Its titanium bathtub protected the pilot from ground fire, and its simple design allowed it to operate from primitive airstrips. It proved its worth in Afghanistan, where it delivered devastating fire support despite taking heavy damage. Let's move on to British fighters. Gloucester Meteor, Britain's first operational jet fighter. The Meteor arrived late in World War II to combat V-1 flying bombs. Powered by twin centrifugal jets, it was fast but suffered from compressibility problems at high speed. It served for decades in various roles, from fighter to reconnaissance platform. Hawker Hunter, a sleek, swept-wing fighter that became one of Britain's most successful exports. The Hunter was beautiful, reliable, and a joy to fly, with docile handling and excellent maneuverability. Its 430mm cannons packed a devastating punch, and it served with over 20 nations in various conflicts worldwide. English Electric Lightning, Britain's answer to the supersonic threat, the Lightning featured a unique stacked engine arrangement and could climb like a rocket. With its raw speed and impressive acceleration, it defended British airspace throughout the Cold War. Though it lacked range, its performance was breathtaking, and pilots loved its aggressive character. Harrier, the revolutionary jump jet that changed naval aviation forever. The Harrier could take off and land vertically using vectored thrust, allowing it to operate from improvised sites or small carriers. Though subsonic and lightly armed, its unique capability made it invaluable, and it proved its worth in the Falklands War. Jaguar, a joint Anglo-French fighter bomber designed for low-level strike missions. The Jaguar was fast at low altitude and could deliver ordnance with precision. Its twin-engine reliability and rough field capability made it popular with the RAF and French Air Force, serving in conflicts from the Balkans to the Gulf War. Next on the list is French fighters. Dassault Ouragan, France's first jet fighter. The Ouragan was a straight-wing design, similar in concept to the F-84. Though not particularly fast or advanced, it was reliable and served as the foundation for France's independent aviation industry. It saw combat in the Middle East with Israeli forces. Dassault Mystère, an evolution of the Ouragan with swept wings and improved performance. The Mystère could reach transonic speeds in a dive and featured better armament. It served effectively with the French and Israeli air forces, participating in the Suez Crisis and other early Middle Eastern conflicts. Dassault Super Mystère, France's first supersonic fighter. The Super Mystère featured a thin wing and afterburning engine. It was fast, nimble, and well-armed, serving as a bridge between first and second-generation fighters. Israeli pilots flew it with distinction during the Six-Day War. Dassault Mirage III, the delta-wing fighter that became a French icon. The Mirage III combined speed, simplicity, and elegance in one package. Capable of Mach 2 and armed with cannons and missiles, it achieved fame in Israeli hands, where it dominated Arab MiGs in multiple conflicts. Its success spawned numerous variants and derivatives. Dassault Mirage F1, a more conventional fighter designed to complement the delta-wing Mirages. The F1 featured a swept wing and horizontal tail, giving it better low-speed handling and shorter takeoff distance. It was a capable multi-role fighter that served with over a dozen nations. Dassault Mirage 2000. Returning to the delta-wing layout, the Mirage 2000 featured fly-by-wire controls and modern avionics. Fast, agile, and capable, it represented the pinnacle of French fighter design. Its relaxed stability made it highly maneuverable, and it continues to serve in upgraded form today. Continuing with other notable nations, Saab J-29 Tunnan, Sweden's first swept-wing fighter, nicknamed the Flying Barrel due to its rotund fuselage. The J-29 was surprisingly capable, with good performance and heavy armament. It represented Sweden's commitment to neutrality and self-sufficiency in defense matters. Sabre-35 Draken, a distinctive double-delta fighter designed specifically for Sweden's unique requirements. The Draken could operate from highways and rough strips, and its unconventional layout gave it impressive performance. Fast and agile, it defended Swedish airspace for decades. Sabre-37 Viggen, a canard Delta fighter bomber that showcased Swedish technical prowess. The Viggen featured advanced avionics and could perform multiple roles from interception to attack. Its thrust reverser allowed it to operate from short highway strips, maintaining Sweden's dispersed basing strategy. Shenyang J-6, the Chinese-built version of the MiG-19. Produced in enormous numbers, the J-6 formed the backbone of Chinese air power for decades. Though obsolete by Western standards, its simple construction and heavy cannon armament made it a potent threat in skilled hands. Chengdu J-7, China's license-built MiG-21, produced in numerous variants over several decades. The J-7 was continuously improved with Western avionics and weapon systems. Though based on 1,950 seconds technology, later variants remained capable fighters well into the 21st century. HF-24 Marut, India's indigenous fighter design. The Marut was an ambitious project that never fully realized its potential. Underpowered due to engine issues, it still served as a strike fighter in multiple conflicts. Its existence demonstrated India's determination to develop an independent aerospace industry. Finally, we have specialized and experimental aircraft. McDonnell XF-85 Goblin, a bizarre parasite fighter designed to be carried inside B-36 bombers. The Goblin was tiny, with stubby wings and a hook for retrieval. Though it successfully demonstrated the concept, it was too dangerous to operate, and the program was canceled. Republic XF-91 Thunderceptor, an experimental interceptor with inverse taper wings that were wider at the tips than the roots. It featured mixed propulsion with both rocket and jet engines. Though innovative, it lost out to more conventional designs. Convair XF-92, America's first Delta Wing aircraft, built to test the radical configuration for the F-102 program. Its distinctive shape influenced an entire generation of fighter designs. Though never intended for combat, it proved the Delta concept viable. North American XB-70 Valkyrie, a breathtaking Mach 3 strategic bomber that could outrun any fighter. The XB-70 featured 6 engines and a massive Delta wing that folded down at high speed. Though canceled due to cost and vulnerability to missiles, it remains one of the most beautiful aircraft ever built. Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, the ultimate reconnaissance jet capable of Mach 3 plus an 85,000 feet altitude. The Blackbird was built primarily of titanium to handle the extreme heat of high-speed flight. No SR-71 was ever shot down despite thousands of missiles being fired at it over enemy territory. Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk, the world's first operational stealth fighter. The F-117's faceted design and radar-absorbent materials made it nearly invisible to enemy radar. Though subsonic and unmaneuverable, it could penetrate the most heavily defended airspace undetected, revolutionizing warfare. MiG-105, the Soviet spaceplane designed to intercept American satellites and spacecraft. This small lifting body could reach orbit and return to Earth. Though the program never fully matured, it demonstrated Soviet ambitions in space warfare during the height of the Cold War.